Kijk to the computer. Point to the
Nee,
computer.
Oh, okay. Okay, right, there we go. Okay, Maxim Mule is a principal of Phuthanang Primary School. He's been a principal since 2013. The school has 870 learners and 21 staff members.
Good evening, alcoholic colleagues and business partners and all the governance people, the SGPs that have just dedicated their time to be here. I met Dr. Petro Bota in last year, somewhere in Mamelodi in the COP, and then Dr. Petro Bota is engaged with social work in UNISA since 2008. We first met in Mamelodi and partnered immediately, and we continue to explore together ever since. We are also dreaming to extend the partnership even beyond the end of tonight.
So we start. Okay, Partners for Possibility has various leadership outcomes, and one that we took to heart is to lead as peer possibility creators. And we believe that we've done that by applying the following principles. Come on. Go back. Go back. Okay, there you go.
We listened with respect, interest, and fascination when we met the staff of my school. I can see one of them is giggling. She's here with some of the SGP members. During the meeting, we're trying to, listen to the people. Sometimes for you to take people on board, you need to you must listen to them first and understand each other. So in that meeting, we're trying to review and recontract. And then we had goals that we have achieved from that meeting. One of our contract meeting, we had personal acknowledgement, communicating, understanding the problem, and as well as discussing the teachers' wants and offers. We also discussing partners for possibilities, wants and offers, and evaluate and recontract. We also identified various goals linked to the various stakeholders. For example, we identified the needs related to the staff. One, that was staff motivation. As we know, teachers are very much demotivated in most of the institutions. They also indicated that they will be happy if they can be taken to a Bosperant. They also indicated that professional developments, for example, inviting institutions like SACE, that is South African Teachers Educators Council, Council for Educators. They also spoke about incentives. And then, as well as incentives, needs related to the learners, we were supposed to motivate learners as well. For one to learn in a positive way and produce results or achieve, one has to be motivated. We also wanted to facilitate the responsibility in learners as well as learner discipline. At the same time, we needed to use a learner-centered approach.
Technology.
Needs related to infrastructure. We needed a conducive environment, learning environment. For example, a reading nation is a winning nation. We also needed a library, sports facilities, and netball, or maybe a sports attire. A sick bay as well is also one of the identified needs, and a guard room, and better security at night. Remember, these were some of the ideas that were brought to the fore by the staff members as we consulted. And the needs related to learner support and resources. We also needed the services of the social worker, partners with to partnership with a twin school. As we know that our MEC, he wants the township schools to be partnered with the city schools so that we can share the common practice there. And then at the same time, also access to internet. You know, today's learners, they are very much active when coming to connectivity. So we wanted to move with time so that we don't leave our learners behind. Well, furniture was one of the problems, in generally speaking, in one of the schools, in most of our schools.
Okay, I just wanted to share a story of where Maxon actually really listened with respect to his learners, and that created a wonderful project. About 60 children took the initiative to want to clean the school and work in the gardens. They approached him to say, please can we have permission to do this project? Maxon really listened to them, and he then also motivated them to go ahead. They wanted to have T-shirts for, they call it the Soul Buddy project. And instead of just giving them the money, he taught them how to write a proposal to one of the local sponsors. So they actually built their confidence and gave new life to the school. So that is one of the examples of how you really, something happened because you really listened to the learners. Okay, let me go again.
One of the goals is to develop library for the school. Appreciate yourself and others.
Wait. Sorry, me and this thing is not working well. Okay, there we go. Let's start again.
You know, it's very much positive and encouraging if you motivate your staff or your team members. Here, the picture that you see there is when I motivated the learners, as it was also proposed from the staff gathering that we had with Dr. Wood. They proposed that we need to motivate and acknowledge teachers because they are working very hard. You know, with different learners from different backgrounds, teachers are also expected to produce results. I'll try to push, and because our slides are there are so many. So here it was where we are acknowledging the potential that is in there, in the learners as well as the staff members. On this day, both staff members received awards as well as the learners.
Okay, we also learned to appreciate ourselves. I landed in hospital. Jacques said that some of us went through difficult times. I landed in hospital with a contagious disease which affected my lungs for 5 weeks. So that really affected our partnership. But Maxon went ahead. He kept motivated and he set goals, and he continuously followed up and reached those goals. So when I came back, I was really loaded with work. But despite of that, like I say, he continued. So what he learned to set the goals and continue, while on my side with Jacques' input, I really learned that being is sometimes more important than doing. Okay. A part of what he has learned is to declare himself a contribution. That was one of the quotes of Zander and Zander, one of the prescribed books that we had. So we've really learned that. Something that we've also learned is to collaborate with other stakeholders. Now, one of the urgent needs was for a social worker. So when I came, we negotiated with the social workers of the Department of Social Development, so that we got referral channels for the school. But also, I have two of my colleagues here, Sipiwe and Dudu. I wonder whether you want to stand up. They are my colleagues from UNISA, and we actually placed their assistants. We placed 30 students, social work students, in different Partners for Possibility schools. And hopefully that partnership is going to continue. One of my other colleagues from our community engagement, Dr. James, is here tonight, and I really appreciate that she and her husband came. And we also want to try and build the relationship with UNISA as a stakeholder on a different level as
well. As I indicated a bit earlier on, to say Reading Nation is a winning nation. We when Dr. Potter came in, I think it was the past 2 weeks, when she arrived, I was away trying to run some of the school errands. Then I found her busy trying to locate the AFBOP. I will be specific, because they also have a social responsibility to give libraries to the schools. And then as I'm speaking to you now, we will be the recipient of a library. This one we had it before, but unfortunately due to some maybe budget constraints, they are no longer servicing us. We are very much proud to say the partnership that we had with her, it even engaged other stakeholders when as we collaborated with other stakeholders as well. And this will also in a positive way benefit our learners. They need to read at an early age.
Okay, the COP, we mentioned, everybody has mentioned that we met as a COP. I think that was very, very important as principals shared their hopes and their frustrations. I mentioned some of the books we've shared. We were very privileged to attend some of the best workshops, having wonderful facilitators, and we really grew a lot. Some of us got lost. I think somebody spoke about getting lost. So often my white little polo followed Max's white Barkley. And he was always there to assist when I do not know how to find him or his school. So I think that partnership is wonderful, and thanks to JARC, because we had the privilege to have individual and partnership coaching, which really accelerated our growth.
We have declared ourselves to say we are not going to lose hope. We are still going to carry on. We are going to soldier on up until we realize the dreams that these kids are having. We need to sustain hope as future partners. We are not ending here tonight. And we want to thank the coaching that also received from you, sir, Jack, that at some point while we were down there, you lifted us up to say there's always a possibility. It is true.
I want to skip some of the slides that we would have discussed. I just want to end off with a quote once again. No, go back. Wonderful quote once again of Zander and Zander. The most important thing I think we've learned is throw yourself into life as somebody who makes a difference, accepting that you might not understand how or why.